We're now on Dcad Lesson 12G, and we'll be dealing with additional information on the site plan, specifically the site data. And where we left off before, we had on Lesson 12F, we had dealt with the projected impervious surface areas, having to do with the coverage of the garage, the driveway, and the existing residence. And that left us at 38.87% of the lot area that was covered with impervious surfaces. We're allowed to have a maximum of 50%, and so we're well under that. So the next line has to do with projected landscape area, and essentially the landscape area is the amount of the lot that is not covered by impervious surfaces. So basically it would be the flip side of 38.87%. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to select this 37.87%, and actually that's just a text line in Dcad at this point in time, and I'm going to go down to the info box and activate that. And all I want to do right now is pull out the 38.87, so I'm just going to select that portion of the text line and hit Control-C to copy it to my clipboard. Move the info box out of the way, and now I have a spreadsheet opened up in Google Sheets, and it's just a blank spreadsheet at this point in time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly select a cell, and I'm going to type in a formula that's going to begin by just saying equals 100 minus, and then I'm going to paste that 38.87 in. Control-V will paste it in, and then I'm going to hit Enter. So that didn't work. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the remaining is 61.313%. So I'm going to just go to that cell and copy it. I can either right-click with my mouse and just use the copy command, or gives you the shortcuts here. Control-C does the same thing. So now I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going down to our projected landscape area, and since I've selected that text line, I'm going to just select those two zeros just to the left of the percent and hit Control-V. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so I'm going to try that again. Let me go back to the spreadsheet and Control-C. Okay, there we are. And now I can go into Dcad and paste. And there we have our 61.13%. And so we also need to know how many square feet that is. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is select this area from the projected impervious surface area of 2565.09 square feet. And so now I'm going to just select that number and copy it to the clipboard, and go back to my spreadsheet and just select another cell, and I'm going to just paste that in there. Okay, so that is the amount of impervious surface area that we have. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the cell down below, and I'm going to click on Dcad again, and now I'm going to scoot the info box out of the way a little bit and click on the lot area text. And here we have 6599.84. I'm going to select that number and Control-C, and then I'm going back to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to paste that right up above that, and I'm going to hit Control-V. And so now all I have to do is select this lower figure from the upper figure. So right here I'm just going to type in equals this cell minus this cell and hit Enter. And so we have a result of 4,034.75 square feet. So I'm going to click on that and Control-C to copy that to my clipboard. Go back into Dcad and go down to my projected landscape area, select that text, and right here where I have these 6 zeros, I'm going to select those. Oh, I went too far. I have the parentheses also. And hit Control V. Enter. And so now it's that text is still red, so I want to turn it to black. So I'm going over here to the color toolbox. I'm just hitting A for apply to selection. And so now we have our projected landscape area. You know, our occupancies, that's really pretty simple. It's just a single family, and that's unaffected. It's actually an accessory to a single family. So hang on just a second here. So essentially we are a Group R Division 3, and because it's accessory to a single family occupancy. So I'm going to just get rid of this stuff in front of the group here and backspace and make that Group R and Division 3. And then everything to the right of that, except for the single, I'm going to get rid of. And I need a parentheses right there. So I'm going to put that in. Okay, hit that. And now we have Group R Division 3 single family, and I'm going to turn that text black. And now for a wall bracing system, we're going to use continuously sheathed walls. And so what that means is I can get rid of these other additional lines here. And just hit delete. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these other lines up. And so what that means is essentially I'm going to select all this text here using the selection and go to snow level. Click here at the bottom of snow level and right click there, set my handle and move that up. To right here. And actually I did not move that correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my handle right here on this tag line, and I'm going to move this all up to here, just up to this spot right here, and just grab it and move by hitting the comma. Or actually I'll just right click on it and set a point. And I'm going to set my handle now to the next one above. And then I'm going to hit M for move and just move that whole enchilada down to this line here. And so now we have our spacing that's correct. I'm going to darken the text line that says continuously sheathe walls. And once again, I'm just going to come over here to the color apply to selection, turn that one black. My snow load, I'm going to make that snow load 30 pounds per square foot, is what I usually use in Ashland. We've had some pretty severe snows on occasion, so 25 pounds per square foot is kind of pushing the limits a bit. Our wind speed is 95 miles per hour, wind pressure 18 pounds per square foot, exposure AB, and seismic design category D1. So I can select all of these now and just turn them black. So essentially we are done with the site data. We still need to place the building areas and existing living area, because we're doing a garage, is not really applicable. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select that and select it in the info box and type N/A and turn it black. Proposed additional living area. We're not doing an additional living area. So what I'm going to do is, because we are down here dealing with the proposed garage area to be added, so all these others I can remove, all these other lines, until I get down to proposed garage area to be added. And so I'm just going to select these. Oops, I didn't select that one first. I'm going to select these and just hit delete. And then I'm going to select, and we're also not adding a deck or other areas, so I'm going to select these lower two and just delete them. And then I'm just going to select the proposed garage area to be added and go over here and set a handle on this line right here and hit M for move. And so I'm going to select, we need to figure out what that garage area is, so I'm going to save right now. And I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment here and kind of use the scroll bar to slide over to the garage. And I'm going to click on this exterior line. And now if I pull up the info box, because I have show area info checked, it's 528 square feet, so I'm selecting that and hitting Control C and moving the info box out of the way again. And now I'm going back over to our proposed, let me make this large, proposed garage area to be added, and selecting that line of text and the 3 zeros. And I'm going to hit Control V to paste that 528 feet in there and hit Enter. And you can see that it's changed it over here, and I just have to make that text black now. And that's been done. And so I'm going to hit Control W, and so we can zoom out and take a look at the whole thing. So there wasn't really much involved in building areas. We're not adding any living areas, so it's kind of good to let the planning staff know that really we're just doing the garage. So bottom line is now we have both our site data and our building areas. We can't do the index to sheets yet because we haven't worked out where these sheets are going. So the next thing I'm going to do in the next lesson will involve actually dealing with sheet notes and how we configure those within the drawing. So that concludes lesson 12G, and we'll be back with 12H.